Good day, everyone. I am Carol G. Santos from the STM 1A, and now I'm going to discuss leadership versus management. But first, let me discuss to you what is leadership and management. Leadership, the ability of an individual or a group of individuals to influence and guide followers or other members of an organization. It also motivate and inspire. Leadership represents inspiration for others. A leaders channel their coworkers' energy and professional potential through motivation. This is a very important feature of a leader. Leading is not about giving orders. You need to let your team talk, listen, and understand what they need. Ask them questions to create a perfect environment for each one of your team. The capacity of a company's management is to set and achieve challenging goals, take fast and decisive action when needed, outperform the competition, and inspire others to perform at the highest level they can. In other words, great leaders know how to both inspire people and get followers to complete the tasks that achieve the leader's goal. So let's now proceed to leadership style. Leadership style relates to the way that a leader behaves and the way that the function of leadership is carried out. There are three types of leadership style. First is democratic leadership. A democratic leadership is a style in which members of the group participate in the decision-making process. For example, allowing employees to vote on the decisions that are being made so that they can share their thoughts and opinions toward decision making. There are some advantages and disadvantages of democratic leadership, such as in disadvantage, employers are being better prepared for promotion because they are already had to make harder decisions, as well as employees are more able to accept changes within the organization because they are aware why changes are being made due to being involved in the decision making process. Some of the disadvantage of democratic leadership is like the time it may take for a decision to be made since all of the employees are involved in decision making. Other than that, a strong leader is often needed to lead a discussion between staff members so that there will be a clear communication of ideas between others. So the second one is autocratic leadership, also known as authoritarian leadership. It is often described as those with ultimate authority and power over others. It is a leadership style where one person has control over all decisions and where there is little input from group members. For example, all dictators are autocratic leaders, where they typically make all the decisions with little to no input from others, but not all autocratic leaders are necessarily dictators. There are also some disadvantages and advantages on autocratic leadership. On the advantages, the decisions can be made quickly due to managers making all the decisions, as well as employees have clear instructions on what needs to do or what needs to be done and the requirements needed, which can improve efficiency within the business. Some of the disadvantages of autocratic leadership include issues such as employees' creativity and ideas are being ignored. Employees may also feel unmotivated since they are not getting to share ideas or take on any responsibility. And lastly, there is a laissez-faire leadership, also known as delegative leadership. Laissez-faire leaders have an attitude of trust and reliance on their employees. In addition to that, leaders are hands-off and allow group members to make the decisions. For example, the retail buying. It is a business that can thrive with laissez-faire leadership. It's a very creative industry, and most of the employees have been involved with it for a long time, so they can handle themselves, and their leaders know that. Although researchers have found that this is generally the leadership style that leads to lowest productivity among employees and is often ineffective. Some of the advantages of this leadership are employees are likely to feel empowered and motivated by the responsibility being given to them, as well as it increases the chances of innovation if employees feel confident and are not being micromanaged. Some of the disadvantages of this leadership are employers feel under pressure if they're not being supported when having to make important decisions. This is often leads to employees feeling unmotivated and stressed. It will not be clear who is responsible, which could lead to a decision that is not being made. Let's move to the next topic, which is management. Management, the act or art of managing, the conducting or supervising of something, such as a business. Management is defined in terms of function undertaken by the manager to achieve organizational goals. In addition to that, management activities include setting the organization strategies and coordinating the efforts of staff to accomplish this objective through application of available resources. Management can also refer to seniority structure of staff members within an organization. There are four commonly accepted functions of management that encompass these necessarily skills. First is planning, second organizing, third leading, and the fourth one is controlling. Now that I discussed to you the definition of leadership and management, we will now proceed to leadership versus management. Leadership is about getting people to understand and believe in your vision and to work with you to achieve your goals, while managing is more about administering, ensure the day-to-day things are happening as they should. In business, it is important to have both great managers and leaders. The organization needs a good leader to achieve its mission and a good manager to ensure that things are getting done to reach the company's vision. Let me discuss to you the difference between leadership and management. First, leaders set the goal, managers follow it. Leaders transform the company's mission, goal, and vision to the entire organization, and managers are responsible for making employees align with the car company's goals and values. When it comes to setting and executing a company's vision and aims, leaders and managers have different roles. Most leaders have a clear vision of the position of the organization in the future. However, they are not the only ones who are responsible for fulfilling the vision. So the next one is leaders think ideas, managers think of execution. Leaders are looking for improvement in the organization, while managers emphasize rationality and control. A leader always comes up with new ideas and delivers that to a person with a forward thinking mindset. Leaders are concerned with ideas relate at a high level, while managers relate to people according to the role they play in decision-making process. Leaders' attention is to what should be done to achieve the best results, and a manager's attention is how things gets done. So next, leaders form the culture, managers support it. Managers lead their employees to live up to the culture which was shaped by the leaders. Inspiring leaders have the power to influence employees' behaviors and communicate the organizational instructions or company-wide. Culture is a system behaviors, beliefs, and values that configure and determine how a system operates and how the work gets done. The next is leaders inspire people, managers push them to their success. Leaders have the great power to inspire people, and managers are the responsible for their success and positive experience. When leaders are unable to inspire their employees, managers take the responsibility to help their people succeed. Next is leaders speak into the future. Managers take action in the present. Leaders are basically more future focused, while managers are more focused on the present moment. Therefore, a manager's most important target is to come through organizational goals by utilizing procedures and processes about budgeting rather, staffing, and organizational structuring, while leaders tend to think ahead and capitalize on future prospects. Some of you may often think that leadership and management are the same, but basically, leadership and management are two entirely different chapters of a book. If you want to be a good leader, you must have some managerial skills, and a good manager must have leadership skills. If you want to be a good leader, you must have some managerial skills, and a good manager must have leadership skills. So that's the end of the discussion. I hope you guys learn a lot regarding leadership versus management. And that's the end of our discussion. I am hoping that you learn a lot regarding to my topic, which is leadership versus management. Again, I am Carlos Santos from BSTM 1A, and thank you for listening.